A lot of pet owners question if pet insurance is worth the cost, and I'd like to share my story and say that I absolutely do believe that it was worth the cost. So much has happened to my dog that I never would have imagined. Typically, when I thought of an accident that could injure my dog, I would have thought of something like her getting out of the yard and, God forbid, getting hit by a car, like some sort of freak accident like that. I was also concerned about hip dysplasia since I know that it can be a common problem in labs. But the problems that she's had and the surgeries she's had to have are things that I honestly never could have imagined. Riley's first surgery was dental surgery in December 2017, the day after Christmas, and it was to remove broken teeth. One day while I was playing tug of war with her with a rope toy, her tooth broke right in front of me. I took her to the vet and she ended up having another broken tooth or two, so she had to have these broken teeth extracted. A day after picking her up from the vet after dental surgery, I noticed that a toenail on her back left foot looked weird, and I thought they messed up and clipped her nail too short while she was under anesthesia. But the thing on her toenail ended up being a growth, a tumor that was coming out of her toe, her nail bed, and it ended up being melanoma. So she had to have surgery to get that toe amputated, and then she got the melanoma vaccine as treatment afterwards. And that toe amputation was in February of 2018. This tumor growing out of her toe was really something I never would have imagined, and I was truly shocked when they told me that the toe had to be amputated because I initially just thought it was a problem with her nail. I thought they just cut her nail too short, and it turned out to be such a bigger problem than I ever could have imagined. In August 2018, Riley actually broke another tooth, one of her front teeth, so she had to have dental surgery again to get the broken tooth extracted. Around May 2019, Riley started limping and acting extra sore after a walk or after fetch, and I thought she might have just had arthritis due to her older age. She was 8 years old at the time, and she turned 9 3 days after surgery. It ended up being a torn CCL, which is an ACL in humans, just a ligament in the knee. And in July 2019, she got TPLO surgery on her right back knee. So, needless to say, all of these surgeries have been very expensive, and I'm very thankful that I had pet insurance to help cover the majority of these vet bills. I have my pet insurance through Healthy Paws, and I actually signed up for it in September 2013, which was when Riley was 3 years old. And I just ended up signing up for it after doing some more research and deciding that I felt like it was worth it. I had also considered saving up an emergency fund, like a few $1,000s just in case anything happened. But when it comes down to it, and if something really happens, if you have a pile of cash, it is hard to spend that cash. An example being when Riley had her toe amputated and I got her the melanoma vaccine. That melanoma vaccine was a round of 4 shots, and each shot was $700. So $2,800 total just for the initial vaccine, which is just a crazy amount. And they were also saying there weren't too many studies to show if the vaccine was that great. So it was kind of hard. If I had a pile of cash, it just would have been hard for me to spend that $2,800 on a vaccine where there wasn't that much research around it. I didn't really know if it would make a difference. But since I had the pet insurance, I just ended up going for it, and I just ended up doing the melanoma vaccine. And since then, she's had a few booster shots. The booster shots are every 6 months, and each booster shot is just about $700 as well. She's been having chest x-rays every 3 months to make sure no cancer has spread or anything like that. So it's been very expensive, and I just know that if I had a pile of cash saved up in an emergency fund, it would have been hard to pull the trigger and spend that money on something that I wasn't really certain would help her out. I looked back through all the vet bills for the 4 surgeries I just described, and it cost me around $21,000 total for all of these surgeries. Then I looked through all the reimbursements that I got from my pet insurance, Healthy Paws, and they gave me about $16,000 back in reimbursements. So that was about $5,000 out of pocket expense for all the surgeries myself, which I do not think is bad at all for the amount of surgeries and treatments she's gotten. I also looked through all of my receipts for the premiums I've paid for my pet insurance, just looking in the range from September 2013 when I initially got it till September 2019, and I paid about $4,700 in insurance premiums. So if you take the $16,000 they've paid out to me in reimbursements and subtract out the $4,700 I've paid to them in premiums over the past 6 years, I'm up by about $11,300. So it has been well worth it for me to get pet insurance, and I'm really thankful I made that decision. I would honestly recommend pet insurance to anyone else who's thinking about it because it has been worth it in my personal experience. And the thing is, you just never know what could potentially happen to your pet. These 4 surgeries are just things, again, that I never would have imagined. So I'm just really thankful that I ended up having the insurance to help me cover the costs so that I could get the surgeries that my dog needed.